How y'all doing? It's been a while since I, made spiritual or truthful videos. I mean, I made a couple in the last few, but I haven't really been in a good place. And as you can see from the last video I made, like a month or two ago, I have officially manifested somewhere else to live, somewhere nice and beautiful. I no longer live behind a fucking bar. That's all manifestation, but moving on. I want to talk about money. Yeah, that's right. Currency in any shape, any way, shape, or form. You see, because currency rubs me the wrong way, but I understand it, and I get why it is that I need it to live. And one of my buddies, he thinks that I, loathe currency and that I will it away from myself, and that's not the case. So I just want to talk a little bit about currency, money, paper currency, even coins, gold coins. Currency, to me, is such an unneeded, unnecessary element of today's day and age, the society we live in now. And maybe I'm thinking a little too far into the peaceful, spiritual, ascended, evolved future, but currency to me is such a fucking sham concept. I mean, well, for example, let's just start with, Federal Reserve currency. I don't even have a dollar bill around here to show you. I'm sure you know what it looks like. Federal Reserve currency. The Federal Reserve is not a federal building. It's not a federal nothing. It's not a reserve. It's a giant fucking printing press, and it's privately owned. It's a privately owned organization. So tell me why, first of all, before I talk about anything else, why are we using this currency printed by this bank that's privately owned? Why do we let this fucking currency govern our lives? What's the point of it? Now, I get to an extent that currency can bring order to a society, but by the means of people not fucking robbing or looting or thinking they're entitled to whatever they want. But let's take a step back. The human race, just even life on this planet, does not need this body, my dog's body, my child's body, does not need that paper currency to fucking exist. You don't need it to live. Let's just say, for example, I was born in a world where there was no such thing as Federal Reserve currency, or as even gold or silver, or even if those things were here, they weren't valued as money. Let's just say money's not a fucking concept. How would I survive? What would I do? I would eat food, right? And I would drink water, right? I would use the wood that comes from the trees and the stone and such to build shelter to live in. And I would use the ground, the soil, to grow my food. Yeah, if you take a step back and you realize that grocery stores and such have not always been here, do you think the human beings were fucking chaotic, ridiculous beings that had no idea how to exist without fucking currency? No, wrong. So the only reason we have currency here now is because there is a corrupt power trying to control anything and everything we do. And money, Federal Reserve notes, are their fucking slave whip. I don't even know what else to say about that. Like, that's what it is. There are people who we think are almighty and powerful. Why? Because they have stacks and stacks and stacks of Federal Reserve currency. That's goddamn paper. Well, who gives a shit if they have stacks of this paper? It's not needed. I'm trying not to swear as much, and it just like, I swear when I think about stuff like this. I mean, today's youth culture, today's pop culture. Money, 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 I'm all about my money. Who gives a shit? Why do we listen to these people? Why do we obey these powers? Why do we, Lil Wayne, Drake, Rick Ross, all these sham, horrible, demonic artists, why do we listen to them? Why are they the #1 artists on our radio stations? Why? Money, 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 fuck bitches, kill people. That's all they talk about. If you got kids, your kids go to school, 90% of the kids that your kid goes to school with, I don't care if they're little white kids, big black kids, I don't care if they're Mexican, Chinese, I don't care. 90% of them are listening to straight ghetto, I wish I had money because I want to kill people music. That's what they listen to. And that is so deeply influential on the mind of your child that, even if you tell them otherwise, they come home and they see their friends and they're like, man, that kid's cool. I wish I had the Carter 4 so I could go to school bumping the Carter 4 so they would think I'm cool. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. How could anybody listen to that garbage? Not just Lil Wayne, I'm talking pop culture music. And when you step away from rap, you go to, Lady Gaga, Rihanna. These people, then, what are they about? Sex, 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 but no marriage. Sex. Sex with all the people that have the money, right? So music is so influential on society, culture, that's what it's about. Go outside and look around. Go look at billboards, advertisements. Go turn on any radio station. Flip the station. 5 out of 8 stations you go to, money, money, money. Give me fucking money. So do you not agree that has a huge influence on society and our culture? So let's step back about how money is an infectious virus. And the concept of currency is just an infectious virus. The American dream, get rich, have a whole bunch of paper in an account. So you don't even got it, you just have numbers. I lost my train of thought. So let's just step back from it. What can you teach your child for them to understand why they need money, but why they should not revere it and think it's amazing and live their life for it? What can you teach them without instilling fear in them? Because you have to tell them that there's a corrupt power, that there's something not correct going on, and that there are people who say that you can't eat food. Does that not make you mad? You're a human being. You live on planet Earth. Corn, wheat, that shit grows, like right there. But if you don't have enough paper currency printed from a privately owned bank. You can't eat food. You can't live in a house. I mean, we pay for electricity. Okay? I mean, check it out. We pay for electricity. Yeah. Naturally occurring element, energy, flows through all things. We pay for it. That's right. You get up and you go to work at a job you probably hate for not enough money. So you could come home and give it all back to the assholes who printed it to make sure you have energy, water. You have to pay for water. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I fucking pay for water. I paid $2 for a loaf of bread. Do you understand how cheap slash free a loaf of bread is? I mean, but then you say, well, I can't. I can't bake a loaf of bread. I don't know how to grow corn. Learn. And if you don't know how to do these things, and you say, well, this guy knows how, but he won't do it unless I give him money. Now you see my problem. This guy who knows how to fucking grow wheat and bake you a loaf of bread won't bake you a loaf of bread because you don't have fucking paper? Does that not make any... I mean, that does not make any sense. The barter system. The barter system would be miraculous. Hey, man, you can have this. Fucking, if I can have this. Come on, man. Well, I mean, the single most important thing for you as a human being to do is learn something. And I don't mean just, learn anything. I mean, learn how to create something. Whether it be something we need or something we want, whether it be entertainment, video games, comic books, or whether it be growing corn, you know what I'm saying? How to filter water. You need to learn how to do something to help support the human beings around you. And if we instill those concepts and values into our children, they will learn things based on what their mother and father told them to help the life around them. And then when our kids go to school and they see that kid that, doesn't quite have lunch that day at school because mom and dad are fighting to pay for their energy, maybe you'll have the good kid that shares half his lunch with that kid and changes that kid's life. Because you know what to teach your kid. Because I tell you what, pop culture, I'm so sick of seeing little kids, little ass kids, sagging with their fucking pants, showing their ass cheeks like they just came out of prison, talking about money, 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 money. How old are you? I'm 8, nigga, money, money, money. Why? What is the point of this? Why do we instill to our children that money, that just money, 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 money? If there was no money, then we would have nothing. Life would be nothing. You need money. No, you don't. And if you teach your kids that, you're lost in illusion. You are hypnotized by the powers that be. Let's step back again, though. Now, we need money right now in today's current society. Because we can't just jump up right now. I can't just jump up by myself and say, fuck this, I'm not using money no more. I could, but you know where I'd be? Homeless with no food. Because we're in control by those who have created money. So I understand that I still gotta get money in order to live long enough to make and see a change in this world. Now, even if we were to step away from the Federal Reserve note and we move to gold currency, gold, silver, platinum, those things, may have a little more actual value to them. You know what I mean? Those things are precious metals, naturally occurring elements on this planet. But even so, just because you move to something that has real value, how does that change the way things are? Then wouldn't everybody just be like, gold, 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 nigga, give me gold, gold, gold? And I get it that now we would be using an actual currency that's worth something. But the question is, how do you change the morality of humans? How do you change the values of these people? I mean, sure, if we use gold, there would be plenty for everybody, and then we would experience prosperity and abundance. But what do you think that's going to lead to? Once everybody has enough money, then wait a minute, doesn't a little light go off? Maybe we don't need it. If all of us have the same amount of money, and all of us have everything we need, why are we still exchanging this money? Why don't we just stop using it? Because look, everybody can have everything they need. And everybody can eat, and everybody can have water, and if everybody understands that they need to, well, why would I go to work if I'm not getting paid? You're getting paid. You're getting food and water and shelter. If you get up and you go do a job that helps build a society, you build somebody a house, maybe that dude you just helped build a house for has, a tomato crop. Now you got tomatoes, bro, forever because you just helped this dude get a house that he can live in till he dies. Do you not understand how easily that works? If you contribute to your fellow man will contribute to you. And you might say, well, but people are fucked. People are evil. People are not going to do that for each other. The people that are fucked and evil are not fucked and evil. They're misled. Even if they're misled to a point where they firmly believe, like literally, evil is good, let's be evil. That's just a case of a misled, lost spirit. A spirit that is learning its purpose and is deep in the shit. But we've all been there. Doesn't matter if it's this life, last life, next life. We've all been there. We've all been to the deepest, darkest part of our existence. And we are all coming up from that. And you have to, once you understand the human spirit, and once you understand unity consciousness, oneness with all that is, then you understand that human beings can be taught their real ways, their true nature, that we're here to share. And we're here to better life for the next person, while this person betters life for us. And it's a circle of unity. It's a sphere of unity consciousness. We give back to our planet gives back to us. Food, water, shelter is abundant on this planet. The only reason there are homeless people, the only reason there are people hungry, is because of corrupt government powers. Because of money. Because somebody said that dude can't have any food. Now tell me, what gives that dude the fucking right to say that dude can't have food? Nothing. He doesn't have that right. But we just say he does. All these third world countries, we just call them third world. Whatever, they're third world countries. It's so sad, but we don't live there. We live in America. No, you don't. You don't live in America, and they don't live in a third world country. You both live on Earth. The only difference is you have food, and that motherfucker's starving. Because somebody said he has to starve. Just because another person said he is not allowed to have food. That makes me want to cry. I mean, wake up. Wake up. You can manifest towards yourself. You can use the law of attraction to bring towards yourself financial stability. You know what I mean? Enough to where you can live. But it's greed. You have to overcome your own personal greed. You know, if your rent's $1,000 a month and you got $12,000, you have 12 G's. You can live in your house for a year. So any extra money you get, you got to pay bills, etc., etc. But what if you have $1,000 a month and rent, and you make 3 G's a month? So you could have paid your rent 3 times over that year. How much of that did you give to your neighbor who's struggling like a motherfucker to pay rent? And they're good people with kids, whatever. How did you ever go to your neighbor's house, knock, and say, hey, do you all want to come eat dinner with me? I'm not saying that you by yourself can change the world, but you by yourself can make a difference. You can make a difference. And you have to understand your own power. You have to understand your own ability to discern truths from lies. You have to understand your own spiritual and human nature. You have to understand why you're here, what you're supposed to be doing here, and what the purpose of life is. For you to really understand that if you just change your morality, if you get rid of your greed, if you share what you have to better the lives of others, you will bring that to you. You will attract that to yourself, and your aura of energy, your peace, and your sharing, you will attract that to you, and you will spread that to those around you. And you individually can make a difference. And if you spread that aura to the next guy, and he's feeling what you're feeling, he's going to do what you're doing. And all of a sudden, 1 became 2, and 2 becomes 4, and 4 becomes 8. And before long, our children live in a beautiful, prosperous, abundant world. As soon as you stop obeying an unjust power, there is no power to obey. You don't have to obey. You have to keep your spirit aligned in a vibrational stasis, a place where you find that peace, that spirituality within you, and you maintain that across the board. And I'm not even sure what else to say. For those of you out there who think that money's everything, money, get money, fuck bitches, wake up. And for those of you out there who feel me, who understand where I'm coming from, spread it, share it. We don't need paper currency. We don't need to work dead-end jobs that we hate. We can learn to do what we love, and we can do that and better the lives of others. You don't need to work a dead-end job to, avoid your son dying or you being out on the street. You don't have to do that. It's your perception that we live in a free country and that's how it works. I'll tell you right now, a free country is not bound by an imaginary entity. This planet, Earth, it's been sick for quite some time. And we are both the virus and the cure. Human beings are the virus that is infecting Earth, and we are the cure. It's the spirit within the human being that decides which the body is. Are you the virus or are you the cure? Will you wake up? Will you realize your spiritual nature, your oneness, your unity with all that is? Or will you sit back and get money, fuck bitches? I'm not saying that a change can happen tomorrow. I'm sure it could, but that's not what I'm trying to put out with this video. What I'm saying is that just look around you. Next time you see somebody starving, buy them a burger. Peace.